Well, welcome back to my very dry and very barren channel where I barely post anything anymore. But I am back here today sharing with you guys some awesome info on one of my favorite superfoods of all time, matcha. I am definitely a matchaholic, but I do make my own latte every morning in place of coffee um, because it has so many benefits and also makes you feel so good. So without further ado, this is how to make your own matcha at home. Your own matcha latte at home and why it is so good for you.
If you have ever bought a matcha latte from a coffee shop, you know how expensive it is. So this is just how you make it at home without paying an arm and a leg. Though of course the powder is still a little bit pricey, it's really worth it and it goes a super long way as opposed to if you were just buying it cup by cup from a store. So for the recipe, you'll just need some organic ceremonial grade matcha. I say experiment with the different ones that you get because they seem to taste different from company to company. My favorite's this one, Do Matcha, but I ran out in this video. You're also gonna need some milk. I like plant-based milk, specifically oat milk, because it froths so nicely and it's just so creamy. I actually made this oat milk at home, but since my recipe isn't good enough yet, not perfected, I'm not gonna share it yet. You're also gonna need a bamboo whisk and a bowl/cup. I don't know why the bamboo whisk works, but it works so well to like blend your powder with the liquid without leaving sediment at the bottom of your cup. You're gonna wanna froth your milk, and my frother broke, so I am going to be boiling my milk and frothing it right on the stovetop, which works too. And then I'll be putting in about 1 teaspoon of matcha. Okay, to be real, I'm using far more than a teaspoon, but that's all you really need. In just like about 1 teaspoon alone, you're getting the same amount of caffeine as you would be getting from a shot of espresso, which is awesome. So you get an awesome energy boost from a matcha latte, but since there's also L-theanine in there, you get the energy boost just minus the jitters and minus the crash, because L-theanine is amazing for just calming you, and it even makes your brain release the same alpha waves that it releases when you're in a relaxed or meditative state. So once your milk has boiled and frothed, you're just gonna park it for a bit. And I don't just like to use milk in my recipe. I like to do like a ratio of 1:1 with water, just because I don't like how heavy it is personally when it's just milk. So I like to mix my powder into water, and then later on I add my milk. But you can really do it whichever way is more pleasing to your taste buds. Again, I do not know why the bamboo whisk works so well for blending. I've tried a fork, I've tried a blender, and nothing works the way the bamboo whisk does. Shout out to my best friend Monica for getting me this whisk for Christmas. She knows me so well. You're gonna wanna whisk it all together. Another thing I haven't mentioned yet is that matcha is an amazingly high source of antioxidants. So it's so good for you, so good for anti-aging and for your skin. I like to throw in a little bit of sweetener. I like stevia or maple syrup. If you want it to taste absolutely incredible, use some maple syrup. But stevia is good too, does the job. And then I like to throw in my oat milk, which by the way, already naturally has a little bit of sweetness to it. So you could totally go without even sweetening it with like stevia or maple syrup. And then look how delicious this looks. So good. And I give it one last whisk just so it's all blended together. Yummy. Another thing you could do, by the way, is add some moringa powder into your matcha latte, because moringa is loaded with minerals and vitamins, and so it gives you like an extra dose of dense nutrition, which you're already getting from your matcha, but it gives you some more. Plus it's loaded with iron, so it'll give you a nice boost of additional energy, just minus like adding more caffeine, which you're already getting a ton of in your matcha. I also threw it into a mug because that little cup was burning my fingertips.
Hope you found it useful. If you have any tips to share or any comments, please share them with me. You can always message me or comment down below. See you guys soon.